Hey everyone. Sometimes we need to build some complex functionality into our application. Either it may be some kind of animation or any some kind of API where it helps to download something from the browser that needs some logic and complex functionality. So you can do it in two ways. Either you can build something from the scratch or you can get this using something called Flutter packages. So the Flutter packages is nothing but it always supports a shared packages which is contributed by some other developers to the Flutter and the Dart ecosystem. These packages may be some kind of sliders, date pickers, or some kind of animations, etc. So we will see how we can able to use a package here. The first step towards getting these packages, you have to go to this pub.dev and here you can search what are the package you want. So here in this video we will see HTTP package in our application. So we'll see the HTTP package which allows us to handle the HTTP request. It's a third-party API. So when I type HTTP, you can see the list of not number of HTTP packages appeared here. So basing on its score, you can choose a package. So as people always prefer to take the most score as per the score, they'll always prefer the first one. In the same way, I'm just choose the first one which is having a majority of score. Here you can see for this package you have a different options like what are the readme file, the change log, how you can able to use this, and what are the installation, what are the versions, and what about the scores. So basing on that you can choose. So into our application we will first take these dependencies and add it to our pubspec YAML file. So let's see it. So we have opened our Visual Studio. The same thing, whatever we have done in our previous video, I have taken the same project. The first step towards creating that, adding this Flutter package into our application, we first need to open the pubspec YAML file. So go to the pubspec YAML, and inside the pubspec YAML you have to copy the Flutter package, and this is the version number. So I just copied this and I went here to the pubspec YAML, and here under dependencies, here and next to this you can add the HTTP package here. So once you add it here, it's automatically downloads all its dependencies. So you can check this. So it is downloading all its dependencies. Okay, here we are done with downloading the necessary packages into our application. The next step is we need some dummy JSON data. We will see how we can fetch that JSON data into our application using this package. So I have gone to this particular website. Here I can see that some dummy JSON data where it will give you the employee information, having an employee ID, employee name, salary, and as well as age. So I can give this link in the description. You can also, if you want, you can also try this. So this is a dummy data having a JSON. So for the first step towards creating this is in our main home screen. I have created we have downloaded the package here. The next step is we need to import that package here. So we can import like this. We can import package in HTTP package, right? So we can import something like http/http.dart. So this is the one that imports a package here. The next thing is we need to download this particular JSON data, the data which is there inside this JSON that needs to be fetched into our application. So we'll see how we can do that. The first thing, I'll just create one load emp data. I'll create one function over here. This function will helps us to load the JSON data here. I'll write some load employee data, and I'm using an asynchronous mode here. So it's a kind of loading the data. We can use asynchronous mode of data. And next I need to, once I'll get the JSON data, right, I have to decode the data, and I'll keep those data in our map function. So we'll see how we can do that. So let me create a response object here. So response I have created one response object, and here I am just writing some await. So await is the one which holds this particular function until because the data that is getting from the URL, it needs some fraction of second, so it will hold this particular line until we get the data. So inside I need to provide the URL. I'm just adding this URL here. Okay, here I have added the URL, and next I'll create one map data. Here I can use JSON decoder, so this will helps to decode our data. So I have the body, I use a body property, so this will fetch all the data and add to our data. The next thing is from this map we have the response data. From this if you observe this JSON, right, here you have a two keys, right? One is a status and the other one is a data. So we have our data placed inside this data key, so we need to fetch all the information from this data. That's the reason from the map we will fetch the data. Now we can do that is, so now I have all my data over here inside this data. So I want to fetch using a print function, and I want to fetch this data. So before that I want to place all this data in one list. So for that, let me create a list here. List. What I'll write employee data. So I created one empty list. In this list, I will add the data that I fetched from the JSON. So employee data is equals to, I'll write here. Okay, emp data. Emp data. So in this I should call this key, because if you observe the JSON, so here the JSON having two keys, one is the status success and the other one is the data. So this data is the key that holds all the information related to the employee. That's the reason we are fetching a data. This data holds all the employee information over here. So the next thing is, initially we'll just print this. We'll print and we'll see whether we will get whether the data got fetched properly or not. So let me print employee data. So to print this, we'll create an init state function here. So what actually the init state is? The init state is a method which is called once when the stateful widget is inserted in the widget tree. Means we can generally override this method if we need to do some sort of initialization work. Okay, we'll see how we can create this. So we have something called init state. So inside this init state, we can call the created function over here. Let's load employee data, and we'll see whether we are getting the proper employee information or not. Okay, it is expecting some conversion here, so we are done with it. Rename emp data. Okay. So let's run this, and before that let me open a console window here. Yeah, if you can see it, right, this init state method that generally overrides and it inserted before inside a widget tree, and it fetched all our information within the data. From in the data, what are the information we have, right? So all the information got fetched here. So we are done with setting up the Flutter package into our project.